make it loud, when you make it loud.
Welcome, beautiful voices. We have a special video for today. It is, what do you do if you've only got half a voice? If you're sick and you're fighting something, perhaps laryngitis, and you're perhaps even lost your voice, but like Taro, you want to soldier on and meet life where it's at in your commitments. You just got to sing. You know what happens if you have to sing and you're losing your voice. Our first recommendation is please rest. Please rest. You're worth it. And that can just take some time, have some tea, take a bath. Don't talk. However, if you must, and if the show must go on, which it often does, no judgments there, we have a little warm-in for you today. So Taro, how do you feel? I'm sorry you're not feeling well. How's your voice?
Well, as you've probably guessed, I have not spoken yet, which is very unlike me.
I didn't say that.
I did. And that must mean that I have half a voice today. And there's many circumstances that create that. It's actually really rare for me. And it reminds me of quite a few tours that I want to talk about where I did lose more than half my voice and the show had to go on. But this is,
you did.
It's September here in California, and I have finally been the last to fall with the kid cold that has come into my house. I have elementary school kid and a baby, and it finally hit me in the chest, and there's nothing I can do other than to be in the voice that I have. And so what a beautiful opportunity this is.
Yeah.
And just to start with, there's some obvious things, right? Most of the obvious things that I don't actually do, and so don't take my advice.
No.
Because to be honest, I've always been an alternative voice coach. Where I want you to take my advice is that there's a psychology about everything is okay, that there's not something to fix or is wrong, but something to be with. To enroll yourself in, I'm going to turn up and be with and experience the voice I have, not the voice that I expect. Now,
the half that you do have.
Half that I do have.
And
so
you can even enjoy it.
Half
right?
cup full here, right?
How can you be fully embodied in the half of a voice that you have today if you're feeling half of yourself?
So yes tea, yes a humidifier, yes
rest.
Sleep.
But
if you can't, and I want to take you to a little story first.
Yeah.
We were opening for Pink, touring the world with Pink. We were doing 20 shows in Australia.
As the kin.
And one night in Melbourne, it was the middle of winter in Australia, I caught a bug, and it happened to be on the night before a day off. And I rested the next day, and I was pretty sick. I knew it was like a respiratory thing. And so I lay down that day, did as many healing things as I could. I got up the next day. I felt like, this is going to be a bit of a rough one. Like I'm probably going to have half a voice. So we rested. I didn't talk much. I warmed up a little bit. And then we got onto this arena, 20,000 people. And this particular night, all of our family came. I mean, you talk about like you want to be at your best. All of our family from Australia came. It was this big arena. What a moment. And I step up to the mic and I start to sing. And there's way less than half a voice. How much voice did I have? 10%?
I mean, I don't want you to, I mean, 10. It's the past, but it sounded a bit like a choked chicken when you first opened your mouth.
Yeah, I remember it was like this, like, and I was like, hi.
Yeah.
How's it about this much voice? And we were playing, like we were a rock band, we were a rock trio. And I remember being like, oh. And I remember looking across at Isaac, and I remember just like the look on your face, like, oh no, like we're not prepared
Taro's
for
the tenor
this.
of the band, and I'm a baritone. I can hit those notes, but the symbiosis of the two voices was what the kin was, and it was
frightening.
I suddenly realized that I had to take on most of those.
We made up some
notes
parts that night, but vaudeville rules. We didn't leave the stage the next night, and I did whatever it took. But it was humbling.
It was for both of us.
Yes, and what I learned was we show up to what we have. And in today's video, imagine that this is an opportunity, this practice, this voice practice, where this enrolls you on a daily basis to show up to the voice that you have. Because that is your best. Your best is dining in on the voice you have today, because the voice it's not really up to you. It's up to right time, right place, right amount, right day, right month. And it's gonna just be what it is.
Yeah. So if you've got a speech, or you've got, a podcast, or you've got an interview, and you've, the end of the cold, or end of the virus, but you're still feeling it in your voice. You're not catchy. It's okay to be in public, but you're still kind of feeling it in your voice. It's the tail end. How do we warm in?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Do you want to lead us in what feels good to you? Because if it feels good for you, then it's going to feel good for you at home with whatever you're experiencing.
Well, as we begin, we just invite you to close your eyes, and first, can you now, just like I am, and I'm hoping you have more voice than me today, and if you don't, welcome. And if you do have more voice, welcome. And as you allow yourself to fall back into this whole body instrument you've been gifted, this exact instrument that's just yours to be in, can you show up to it? And can you lean back in and be had by your body? Can you then begin to accept how it is you feel? For me, it's itchy and tight in the chest and quite closed up in the throat. I'm inviting you to, can you just fall into the opportunity of this experience that you're having and move out of the way of being called something's wrong, I've got to fix it to get better? Can you instead move to something is possible to experience? Can you say yes to whatever it is? And as you allow yourself to lean back into your spine, can you invite yourself down into the engine of your voice, that pelvic floor and belly marriage, that union of expanse, inhaling into the belly, and that beautiful exertive, constant, pliable, contractive squeeze of the engine. Feel free to push into the Kegel and sphincter muscle, or draw up from. Push into the belly button as you inhale, or draw it into spine. Get your engine started. That's the first thing that I invite you to do here, because the more you're in your engine, the more supportive the voice that you have today is going to be. And we have to support our chest and throat with our willingness to be home in our body and have our engine firing on high octane. Inhale again. And as Isaac's doing, inhaling and exhaling through the nose or mouth. Just again, warming your engines. Sending that wind, that lifeblood up through that windpipe. And whenever you're ready, why don't we start really simply right in the front of the lips. We want to bypass the throat entirely and buzz our lips off our face. Again, find the part of that experience that you're enjoying. Beginning to build resonance in your lips, bypassing any tension or tightness in your chest or throat. And if that's feeling good, find a slightly higher note now of a hum, buzzing your lips off your face. Back and forth, creating some different resonant tones in the mouth, warming the mouth up, sending that resonance up there. And if you're finding some graveliness, fantastic, lean into that graveliness, let yourself warm that graveliness up. We're going to come back below, right into the chest, and we're going to come to the sonic anatomy sound. Ya. Can you allow all of these ribs and all of this area of the chest to reverberate? Ya.
Yeah. Starting off in our speaking tone here.
Ya.
Yeah. When we're fighting something, we often go into our defensive pose. bring those shoulder blades back to be open and receptive in this sound here, ya. Even if it's broken, feels broken or tight here, full of mucus perhaps or whatever, congestion. Yeah, let all of it resonate here as it is.
I'm really feeling that. And that's okay. It's okay. To allow it to be felt as is. Your voice as is it today.
Is enough today.
Is enough. Your voice as is it. Move up to your face now. We're going to move right above any tightness or congestion. And we're going to go into the top of the palate first, which is ne, which is a demitone of the sonic anatomy.
And you might encounter some congestion there in the nose, in the nasal passages. Just sing into that congestion, play with it, maybe like how it sounds. Sometimes some of our favorite recording takes were when we were thick in the palate.
Plus, this is like a
There's
sonic,
more to resonate.
This is like a sonic nose blow, by the way.
Exactly.
Like, you're using your own resonance to move
Let's try it.
stuck energy.
Nay, sending it up through that nasal passage into your forehead, out the forehead even. Just the sonic nose blow.
Right?
The tissue, blowing your nose into the tissue of sound.
And if you're like me and that's all the sound you can make today, that's okay. Warming it up.
Nay. Hang out in the part and feel that in the tip of your nose there. Nay. And then the E goes to the tip of your head.
Down where I really need it right now, which is right where the thymus is. It's our demitone, our sonic anatomy demitone for the thymus gland, and you can even go ahead and tap it right below the top bone near your voice box, maybe down an inch and a bit, maybe 2 inches.
Feels good to tap it.
Feels so good. And the sonic anatomy demitone here is fa. And here we go. Fa. Long, long way to run. Oh, that one feels so good right now. Fa.
So life-giving there.
Fa.
Fa. No wonder that swear word is so popular. Explore your whole voice, whatever you've got, half of it. See that glass as half full as enough.
Feel free to use any sound now.
Kind of like that nay today.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. How does your voice feel now? Just say, hey,
Hey.
hey, hi.
I feel an opening.
Does
for
it
sure.
feel also connected down, like Tara was saying, to the engine?
Yeah.
Does it feel resonant in the temples and the nose? And maybe it just still feels congested, but a little bit more present. And we hope that you feel better if you are feeling under the weather. And we hope that this has been helpful for you.
Yeah, and we hope
How does
that
your voice feel?
it feels a little bit better. It really does. And
Sounds a bit better.
To warm below, to empower, and then to warm above, to warm around what we know we're having symptoms in, and to come off of ourselves, to get off of ourselves, to come out of this old cultural myth around voice, which is tightness. We've got to fix tightness. So come away from that and become generous and warm in. We hope you take this way of being, this gentle, generous way of being, into your voice practices and
Into your life.
Yeah, if this was helpful, please tell us in the comments below, and please like this video if so we know more videos to make for you. Also, subscribe to this channel. Much more voice times with us to come.
Sing with you soon.
We want to be your brothers, so subscribe to this channel. And to learn more about how to go deeper with us through our courses and programs, click the link below this video. We'll sing with you soon.